Hi, good morning. Happy Sunday morning. I know this is usually not my normal time. And I did it intentionally because we were going to go to the Ren Fair, and then I changed my mind and decided not to go to the Ren Fair. But I decided to go ahead, since I had posted the schedule on Discord for the rest of the week for the tour, I went ahead and kept it. So it's okay. I have things I need to do at home too. Although I need a rest day. I know tomorrow is a rest day for the thing, and I am not. You know, I think I put on there that I was going to stream. I may have to change that. Where's Discord here? Let me look real quick. I just didn't realize that. Yeah, Monday 10 to noon. Okay. I'm going to edit that and take a rest day. Ooh. Now, I probably will spin, but I'm just not going to stream. Why do I have a little sad face? Okay, alright. Well, it helped to talk about it out loud, right? That made me think it through and realize today's Sunday, tomorrow's Monday, we got a rest day. And I do want to take it. So, I hope you do too. If you've been spinning, I know there's a goal to spin every day, but they do not count the rest days on that if you're in the Cyber Team Challenge or whatever. So I will probably spin because I have so much applying to do. It's all sitting right over there on that table right there. Huge amount of applying to do. And once I do that, then I have a lot of scanning off to do, right? And I was thinking about the fair skeins and all that earlier this morning. And one of the reasons I'm extremely tired is I've been up since 4 o'clock. Usually when I wake up like that, I can get up, read a little bit, maybe have a snack. Nothing worked this time, and I'm really tired. So I need to have quiet day today and tomorrow, and I'll be bouncing back on Tuesday morning. But we are going to spin today. Got the hot pink silk that I want to continue to work on the first bobbin. In fact, I want to write that here. First bobbin. So, yeah, I'm be anxious to see how this feels when it's actually a skeiny yarn. And I really don't know what I'm going to make with it either. Alright, let's go to the spinning wheel. Live scene. There we go. I spent a little time this morning redoing my water garden. Yesterday, I cut all the greens and stuck them in a what I call green bags. Are you familiar with green bags for keeping produce? I learned about them a long time ago. Remember Brenda Dane? She was a podcaster, one of the first podcasters, and she introduced the world, the world of podcasters to green bags because that's how she kept her produce and spoke very highly of them. And I purchased a pack of different sizes after listening to that podcast, so that was years ago. They are still in fine shape. They still do a fantastic job. You do have to put your produce in the fridge I mean, this is for, especially for greens. And when I did my AeroGarden, I had a nice half a bag of all different greens. Lettuce, spinach, chard. So I was, and they're baby. I mean, they're little. So I was really happy about that. That'll be a good salad, or two, depending on if I put other lettuce with it, which I probably will. The only one I'm not real sure how it's going to taste is I went ahead and put the baby kale in the greens. And everybody that eats greens are going, well, of course. But we have never had it in uncooked. So I'm miserable. I went outside 2 days ago looking for that cat and went back by the barns and everything. I didn't spray, and I have mosquito bites everywhere, and I have one right here. I mean, I have a number of them on my hands, and it is just driving me batty. So maybe if I get to spinning here, I'll scratch the itch. Wonder which way I'm going. I can't really tell. I think I'm coming towards me here on the hooks. I really expect to have the viewers like yesterday. Yesterday was a record setter, probably pretty close to my big, large group one time during the last tour on one stream when they were working on raiding each other. One of the things I routinely put off and only do now and again is ironing, and I did do half my ironing yesterday. What I have left is linens that I washed and I want to store. So I want to iron them, but I only did half of. I did all my clothes yesterday. I don't know exactly what's going on. There were things in there that I usually don't iron as far as clothes go, but they were extremely wrinkled. So somehow I think it's because they were in the winter storage, and I washed them, and but in general, some of my summer dresses, which are cotton, if I get them out of the dryer and hang them up, they're usually fine. Anyway, I watched the tour while I was... Ironing is not easy at my house. because of the plug situation. I have to be able to set up the ironing board and have a plug close by and have it capable of plugging in my big iron that has a prong plug. So the only thing that I have, if I want to watch TV, I have to iron backwards. My normal way to iron is have the point of the ironing board facing my right hand when I stand, and I'm sorry, I said that wrong. To have the point face my left hand when I stand, the iron on my right hand side. And what I end up having to do if I want to watch TV is it ends up on my right hand side, which is awkward. I can't, wait a minute, I am not saying this right. So if I iron normally, the point is on the left, the iron is on the right. But what I have to do if I want to watch TV is the point is on the right and the iron is on the left, and I'm picking it up with my right hand and crossing, I'm crossing my body and that sort of thing when I iron and watch TV. However, if I wait and don't do a lot of ironing, it's worth it because I don't want to just... The quick ironing procedure is to set up the ironing board in the bathroom and plug the iron into the plug by the sink and just iron what I need to and then put everything away. I used to keep my ironing board upstairs because I used to sew, and definitely need an iron when you sew for seams and stuff. So it is a little bit of a problem if I would take up sewing again. Fortunately, all I've really been doing is mending, so it hasn't been a big concern. I don't know why it feels like our house is just not good for day-to-day life. Oh, hello, Dandy. Good morning. I will say I am tired. I am tired today. Did not get a lot of sleep last night. Ooh, I don't like that. It's not twisted enough. Okay, what's going on here? Talking about ironing clothes, because that was one of the things I did yesterday and put off. I try to have clothes I don't have to iron, but summertime clothes are more apt to need ironing. Some of the why does my house feel like this is hard to live in is my aging, because I can't do stair steps like I used to, and I avoid using the stairs. So things that are upstairs are laundry, which is out in the utility room, and have stairs I avoid unless I have to. If you start avoiding parts of your house, it's not going to feel like you're really living in it anymore. just have a little bit more to put on this bobbin. This is the first bobbin, so we'll finish it and start another one. And then I'll have more to ply. Oh, shoot. Well, hello. Welcome. I think I'm going to call you Comfy. Comfy Cademia. Cademia. Comfy Cademia. Has a nice flow to it. But it's a lot of words. It's a lot of syllables. Welcome. I know that you followed the other day when I went to Atomic Stacy's, I think. So I appreciate you checking out the stream this morning. I am still spinning the pink silk. Oh, Comfy's fine. Thank you. Hope you're having a good Sunday. Since this is your first time in the stream, I will tell you that a lot of times I'm more chatty. I'm just on this Tour de Fleece thing where I'm streaming every day, and normally I stream 3 days a week, My normal streaming is Sunday afternoons, Tuesday mornings, and Thursday evenings, Eastern Standard Time. So anyway, because during the Tour de Fleece, the spinners spin, I'm sorry, it's the Tour de France, they spin, call it the Tour de Fleece, I have been spinning and streaming every day. I'm kind of out of chit-chat. So it might be a quiet stream this morning. Hope you enjoy the music. Also, I'm not a streamer who gets lots of people in at the same time, so there's, a fair amount of chat going on. My streams average anywhere from 3 to 8 viewers. I will ask, though, Comfy, if you're a spinner. I'm not requiring it. Just curious. You stream academic content. You're a literature scholar. Oh. And you don't get a lot of viewers either. Oh, that's interesting. I really have not looked into what you call academic content streams. You're dreaming of becoming one? Good. You tried on a drop spindle and liked it, but kind of feel not enough. Well, it's okay. I will say that what you really will drive you in, and help you is if you actually like fiber or find it fascinating to see the process of fiber becoming yarn. Not so much the actual tools. That's a tool, and some work better for others than others for people, right? Or it's a skill to learn, and once you learn it, then, that's your preference. So it's more whether you're a tactile person. Does that make sense? I mean, otherwise, I wouldn't have all the huge amount of skeins that I should either knit with or sell, because the whole spinning is the part I like. Yeah, you're saving that to buy an e-spinner. That's good. A very inexpensive way to get into it. I will admit, spinning wheels are costly. have the advantage of having done this for 40 years, so I've spread that cost over a number of years. And it is like any good investment, they'll stick around, you know. What I'm spinning on here is an electric, and it's called an Roberta. It's very old in the sense that it's this and a few others were the only electric that were out before Dreaming Robots and the others hit the market. You love sewing and knitting. So you're somewhere in the fiber community. Yeah, right. You're so fascinated by sexy wheels, but you don't have the cash for it. Yeah. I know if, some people get into it because they're reenactors, right? They like the period and that sort of thing. And sometimes that's how they get into it. But if you have worked with the drop spindle some, you have an idea of how you have to keep the fiber supply drafted out and, providing it to whatever your source of twist is. That's really the main basics that you need to know. The rest is, how does this particular spinning wheel do that? And how does it feel when it does it? Spinning wheel mechanics can be varied, and that affects how the pull-in feels or how it feels to spin on them, as well as, some being electric and some being treadle. I'm going to be finishing this bobbin up. When I spin, I generally use, well, I use ounces. I'm just very accustomed to it. 4-ounce braids. 100 grams is a little less than that. It's like 3.5. But that's the size, and I will divide that into half by weight, or physically just eyeball and divide the fiber in half long ways. The braid is the collection, the whole group of fiber. Anyway, that's what I did with this. I divided the braid, and half goes on one bobbin, half goes in the other bobbin, and that's so I can ply. Those 2 bobbins will make a 2-ply yarn when I spin them together. Each bobbin has a single, and then I pull a single from each bobbin and ply it together, and that makes a 2-ply for my skein yarn. And I do that. There's lots of ways to make skeins of yarn and lots of ways to ply, but that is, I almost always do that. It makes the weight, or reps per inch. It makes the yarn the thickness that I want, about a DK weight, because of how I spin. Comfy, I just followed you on Twitch, and you're French. I won't be able to understand you. That's fine, but your English on here doesn't. I had no clue, right? And you're lovely. You look adorable. Anyway, I might peek in on a stream or so. Alright, let's put this little piece on the last of this bobbin. Yeah. You are welcome. Even though it's not an in-person meeting, one of the wonderful things about streaming is meeting other people, at least talking to them. I used to podcast for years under the name Yarn Spinner's Tales, and that was so one-sided, right? It was just me talking into the microphone, and yeah, occasionally I would get comments left by people, but I had statistics that showed me how many times the podcast was downloaded. I had no guarantee that was being listened to, right? This is just so much better. But that's the way the internet has gone. It's always like you think, oh man, this is the best way ever, and then they find something that's even better. Before I podcasted, basically the only way I could teach spinning is one-on-one or a small class. So, and now I know people have gone to Patreon for that exact thing, although I'm considering myself retired, and I don't want to get into a commitment where an obligation, right, where the money has flowed to me and I need to do some teaching or whatever. So that's why I don't do Patreon. You really like Twitch. You're struggling to find a craft community, and here I finally can ask my truckload of questions. Yes, you are right. Absolutely. And there is lots of different variety streamers, and sometimes you find things that you didn't know that you really wanted to know about and maybe try. Okay, this is the end of this bobbin. The very end always is unspun. That would be 2 ounces of fiber on that bobbin. And this is what the bobbin looks like, empty. And this is what 2 ounces of fiber looks like before it goes on, or before I start spinning it. Oh, it wants to run away. When I have home dyed fibers, dyeing silk took special dyes. It is not what we call the acid dyes, which is what wools are dyed with. It's also what your any kind of fabric or whatever is usually acid dye too. Well, I won't say any kind, but I'm not just saying that it's only for fiber. There are many things that get dyed that way. But silk, I bought a special... I did not dye this, by the way. I bought it this way. This was dyed by a friend of mine who is no longer in business, unfortunately. What I'm doing when I pull this apart like that and stretch it a little bit is called drafting. I'm sorry, pre-drafting. Drafting is when it's feeding into the twist on the spinning wheel. This is pre-drafting, so that it's just opened up a little bit. That way it drafts easier. All fiber that's been dyed will be slightly clumped or clumped together, or kind of sticky to sticking to itself or whatever. It needs opened up a little bit. I'm a little froggy this morning. Yeah, early morning. I don't talk. Hubby and I talk a little bit, but you know, in general, don't get my voice going here until later in the day. My standard joke is, you know, in the world of work, everybody says, oh, I got my desk cleaned off. If I say I got my desk cleaned off, that means I put away all the fiber samples I've had out while I was spinning, that I accumulated, you know, spinning fiber. I save a little bit of the fiber, and that is mostly because, with the label, I save it with the label. That's mostly because I enter, once a year, I enter skeins into the state fair where I live, and they require proof of what the fiber is. That's the only proof I have. More than likely this is going to go in the fair. Oh, good morning, Snyder Spindles. How are you? Having a little break from the workshop? Probably not. See if I can do a shout out. See if it'll work here. Did I spell it right? There we go. Those of you who are unacquainted with Snyder Spindles, they make wonderful drop spindles, especially Turkish. And you can watch them being made on his stream. Which I did the other day. I rated him, and it had been such a long time, I think I reminded him to look for me. Well, still working, yes. Me too. Me too. Although this skein of yarn is going to go into the state fair competition first. And more than likely I'll keep it. I won't sell it. This is 100% Tusaw silk. Bright neon pink, aptly named Hot Hot Hot. I chat more when I'm visiting streams and typing than I do when I'm spinning, but I was saying earlier, part of that is because I have been streaming every day, so I'm a little out of chit chat. You know, not that much happens over the following 24 hours since I streamed. Not around here anyway. All right. Comfy. You're not much talkative either. You're in the middle of your lessons prep for the next semester. Oh, yeah. I'll teach first and second university years literature and publishing. Basically, how the same text in different form is different thing and the change in reading experience. Interesting. Huh. Basically, how the same text in different form is a different thing and change the reading experience. Yeah. So the text for publishing can be way edited more. That's quite interesting. I love books. I'm a reader. Hubby, who is not, is, you know, he's just like, you reading another book? Why, yeah, I finished my last one. He's a visual person. He watches TV. or I should say different visual. What do I like to read? I am currently reading just a detective novel, a series, a writer that I like that is called Spencer, but that's fluff. I have a lot of larger series books like Outlander. Who's another one? Gabaldon books. You know, so I like the great big long historical. I like historical. Obviously, it does go with my persona here as far as spinning and all that. I have always loved anything that is historical, so sometimes it's reading about it, and sometimes it's the learning of it, right? So they're not sorry, they're not fiction, they're nonfiction. So yes, I do a lot of reading about spinning and knitting and things like that. Not necessarily patterns, just historical part of it. You get it. You like that kind of stuff too. Yeah. But somehow, you know, I never wanted to be a teacher. I think part of it was I associated teaching with young kids. But so my whole career was medical. I worked in hospitals, in the laboratories, as a medical technologist until I retired. You're way too introverted to deal with people. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not. I agree. I will talk to strangers, especially if they are like pursuing the same kind of interest I am. So I'm at a fiber gathering or lots of other things that I like. You know, vineyards, drinking wine, that kind of stuff. Music. So, I lose my inhibitions as far as talking. If we're doing something fun, you know, if it's a gathering we like. We were going to go to the Renaissance Fair today. I changed my mind. The weather is, it's outdoors, of course, and the weather is just kind of real inclement today. We have a warning, unhealthy air warning, where you get those inversions and the air just builds and builds and builds with all the junk. Nothing blows it away. So I decided, but back to that is a really fun place to sit and talk to people, because there's a lot of reenactors that they love playing the part, right? So I hope I get to go next week. It's running yet for a couple weeks, so that's why I went ahead and decided, oh, I won't fight the weather today. They're grown up enough kind of sometimes. See, yeah, I agree. It does make a little bit of difference. And again, if you're a teacher who is teaching something that they have to take as a requirement, you know, you would probably not enjoy it as much as you are teaching maybe people working on masters and theses, and you know, have a real interest in that particular topic because that's their topic too. Oh, that young you wouldn't have that. That young you would not have that. You would just have those that are pursuing their college degree. I didn't think my daughter would ever stop taking classes. She did have jobs, I mean, and was living on her own. I mean, it was not like, come on, get out of the house at all, right? Good morning, Guitar Nut. She just went through, you know, like 3 years going towards one particular degree. She got the degree. She got the basic degrees. It was the master's. Because after she got the degree, then she said, okay, I want to do this, project management, business, kind of sort of. So she worked on that, classes for a while, and then she said, no, you know, and she kept bouncing around. And she finally is got a, she finally does counseling. People go to her for counseling. And so, you know, she ended up in the psychology department or whatever that is. And she's good at it. I always knew she was going to be good at it. Once she finally landed on it, I don't suggest, right? I was a good mom. I just said, But my point is, she figured it out, and she did land with a career that's very suited to her, and she's very good at. So the ultimate outcome was wonderful. I just didn't think she'd ever stop going to school. She worked at a college, so she got one free class a semester. So that's what she did. I mean, for years, she just did the classes one semester at a time. And if she hadn't changed her direction, she probably would have been done sooner, but she found what she really wanted to do. So, but I used to tease her. I was like, oh my gosh, you're going to be a student all your life. She said, yeah? What's wrong with that? How are you, Guitar Nut? This isn't early morning anymore, but I am tired. I was awake at 4 a.m. this morning, and that happens on occasion. But I usually am able to go back to sleep. Could not go back to sleep for nothing today. So I'm really tired. Twitch around this morning. Are you bouncing channels? Is that you or me you're talking about? Oh, I'm sorry, my cat. Yes, yes, my cat is around now. See, yeah, you got me that time. She was meowing through the front door. You know, standing outside the front door, meowing for her breakfast this morning, and so I took her out some. So that Twitch and Newman both got their breakfast pretty early. Yeah, I know. I figured it out. They both got breakfast early this morning, around 6 o'clock. And yes, I went out later and sat and let her sit on my lap, and she's doing all right. But I haven't seen any kittens yet. Still in hiding. I know you had somebody interested in baby bunnies. Did you end up finding buyers for all of your babies, or are you keeping some? What's the update on the bunnies? Haven't asked you for a while. For the others that are around, I've been talking to Comfy. Guitar Nut lives in the U.S. and he has Angora rabbits. I used to raise Angora rabbits, so we frequently talk about Angora rabbits. Not all, 2 have been rehomed. Okay. Yeah, I know. If you're talking about Twitch's name, it is. It's going to be a bit of a problem. But she's still, her tail is, even when she's laying on my lap and like got her eyes closed, you think, oh yeah, her tail is moving somehow. It's like it's like a nervous habit, like we have maybe with our feet, or tapping our feet or whatever, moving our fingers. I made Twitch a box. Now, I will admit I put it up on the table because I figure she might be a little more comfortable being up high where she can keep an eye out on things. But she's been in it, right? She lays in it. But she hasn't brought any kittens. I was hoping that's where she'd bring the kittens. I don't know if up on the table is the best idea. Once the kittens get there, I know once they get active, it's not going to be work. I'll have them tumbling off the table. So I'll probably find another spot for them. And, I can't bring her in the house. We really don't have a good space to close off that would be just hers. So she may keep those kittens hidden for a couple weeks. Aw, that's good. And it's a she. I mean, I always ended up having to sell the does because that's what everybody wants. You raising rabbits like that, you want a female. They have one male and a number of females, right? And when I finally retired, I had a retirement home for old male bunnies because that's all I had left. And I couldn't kill them. I mean, I didn't really try to sell them. I just let them live their life out like a geriatric rabbit home. I was better at sexing rabbits than I am cats. I did think Twitch was male. Until I finally looked at her one day and said, oh my God, she's pregnant. It's a she and she's pregnant. About a week before I was going to take it to be neutered. Missed my window of opportunity. Monster Mayhem. Monster and Mayhem. And Mayhem. Welcome. Thanks for the follow. Bunny high rise. Yeah. Unfortunately, they didn't get the Florida weather. I don't know what to make out of this hot pink silk. To me, it might actually be an accent yarn with something else. Depends on the yardage. It's going to have lots of drape, but obviously a lacy scarf is the, obvious. You know what wouldn't be obvious? There are lots of knit and crochet patterns of flowers. Expensive yarn for it, but not really. I mean, I say it was expensive. For 4 ounces, I paid. Where did I put the ticket? Where did I put the ticket? Right here. No, that's not it. I lost it. Oh, I cleaned up and stuck it somewhere. $26 for 4 ounces. However, remember, this is my oldest. That was in 2013. So, yeah, that was pretty pricey. Growing up, you raised rabbit for food, so you're not necessarily against doing that with troublemakers or whatnot. Biters, yes. Don't know if you could do with Angoras. They are so cute. A nice handbag with beading would be amazing too. I agree with that. Back to the biters, when we go to the state fair, a lot of people will say, fingers look like carrots. Do not put fingers into cage. Those signs crack me up. Yeah, fingers kind of do look like carrots. But those poor bunnies are stressed anyway when they're at the fair being shown. So, cute as they are, I don't stick my finger in there. I will say I buried Angoras. I never ate them. They were too much of a pet. Cadabra? Oh, yeah. Abra Cadabra. I think I need to take a break. I totally forgot to take one at an hour. I need to call my friend, my knitting, spinning friend. Go see her. Maybe go check out one of the consignment shops. She's been telling me I need to go see things with her. Should have thought ahead and done that. Oh, they may not be open on Mondays, though. I was going to say do it on the rest day, Monday. I do plan to take the rest day. I am not going to stream tomorrow. I will be plying, but I have decided that I will take a rest day in the sense that I'm not streaming and spinning both. Was trying to figure out, I talked about going to the Ren Fair today, and I know in the SCA different Ren Fairs do different periods of time. If people have a niche. I don't know if they actually tell me the period. Let's see here. They call it a Highland Renaissance. They have a Viking one too. You can go and hitch a pole. I guess I'm going to have to Google it. With all the, yeah, right, as far as the Angoras, with all the grooming and handling you do, definitely more like pets. Yeah, they are. The English Renaissance can be hard to date precisely, but for most scholars it begins with the rise of the Tudor dynasty, 1485 to 1603, and reaches its cultural summit during the 45 reign of the Charismatic Elizabeth. Okay, 1558 and 1603. This is, they often have a court, and that is the court that they usually have. They don't. Okay. So, anything from 1485 to 1603. So, spinning wheels, we reached Europe in the 13th century. It was mostly flax. Okay, that 1767 is when it started to get automated. Alright. So spinning wheels would fit. I always wondered. And drop spindles. I always take a drop spindle. So drop spindles definitely. I pulled a drop spindle and fiber and stuck it in the bag yesterday. Still thinking we were going to go, but what I used was it's a bag that's made out of denim, and I got to thinking, I don't think they had denim then. But I don't really have a fabric bag that looks more authentic. Alright, spinning wheel, quit rattling. It's unbalanced with the fiber, I guess. It's not winding on real evenly. How about I give you a drop of oil? Maybe you'll stop chattering at me. You're meeting up with two friends at the Texas Ren Fair outside of Houston. Oh my gosh. The largest in the world? Oh my gosh. See if that helps. That's going to be quite a trip for you, too. Are you going to drive or fly? Oh, I got oil on the fingers. That's what I wanted. Give me a drop of oil. You're driving. It will be fun. I agree. I like driving trips. I don't like to fly. It's sometimes inevitable, but I like driving trips. I'm going to spin these two, and then we're going to take a look and see if there's anybody to raid. Anybody streaming that I can raid? My stomach alarm just went off. It says, it's time. It's early, but it's noon. Been up so long. I did have breakfast, but it was my breakfast biscuits, the Belvita. Guitar Night, you're not having... Yours just went off too. You're not having much luck. Nobody's catching anything today. Pokemon's being mean. No, it would tell you. I think it would say you don't have that. Now, what I am guilty of is just hitting not typing poke catch and not putting Ultra Ball or, you know, that kind of stuff. And if you've ever played Pokemon Go, you could sit on some of the ones and try and hit it with a regular Pokeball, and you do it forever and it wouldn't catch it. So they do set up some strategy in there where you have to use different Pokeballs. The one thing I never learned is how to put a spin. You know, I, of course, read what they said about playing the game and stuff like that, and they, you know, put some spin on your ball, it's the best, you'll always catch it. And every time I do that, my ball just goes flying off to the right or left. Doesn't come near the Pokemon. I enjoy doing the Pokemon Go when we travel, and then when I look back and I look at them, it tells me where I caught it, and you know, it'll be like a little memento of our trip, which is, I like doing that. So I have it on my phone. There have been places that are Pokestops that I'm like, really? You know, I open it up and it has a place where you can get balls and supplies and stuff, and it's like, huh, I would not have thought this restaurant would do that. I was a very late comer to the Pokemon. Part of that was I had to actually get a phone I could see things on. I used to have flip phones for so long. Nothing like starting to spin off the side of the other strip of fiber here. Huh. I sure have enjoyed spinning this. And nice. I missed your one comment here. Okay, one of your friends is from there, and goes every year and brings their camper, so they have a whole street of their friends in the campground. Oh, that is amazing. You have a gig in 2 weeks, so I'm actually nervous for it. Oh, it's been a while. Well, good luck. Hope it goes well. The one thing we really enjoy on our cruises is, the bar will have generally a vocalist, usually acoustical guitar, sometimes plugged in. And another bar has the very traditional grand piano bar music player, right? No music in front of them, just songs that y'all kind of know, you don't sing along with, but you know what I'm saying. And it's fun to go when they're playing. Being a musician, I really enjoy that. Hubby looked at me one time and said, "Why don't you get a job and play piano on the ship?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, right. First of all, my piano isn't even in my house. I don't get to practice. And second of all, I never was able to memorize music. It was such a struggle. Those, of course, I was pretty young, but, those recitals, and you're supposed to have it memorized. And, I had a terrible time memorizing music. It's a sitting room style theater built into a house. So everyone is there being quiet and watching and listening. Wow. That sounds really interesting. It's near you. Much different than the bars and outside shows you've been doing. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, I wish you good luck. I think it should be fun for you, and you'll get your mojo going, I'm sure. Especially if the people appreciate you. That makes a big difference, doesn't it? Let's go see who is streaming. I'm going to turn the music off. And Laurie got Twitch up. Let's see here. Atomic Stacy's on. She's blind too. We got Vintage Sogal cross stitch. What's Astro? Oh, it's Lego. That's right. He does Legos. Okay, I may take a peek at that. Mass Bandit's on. Okay, I could go there. Crafty Cub. She's celebrating 100 something. Oh, I have to go to the Tessalina. Okay, she is Whisper Crafts. I know her on Discord as Tessalina, and I want to go, and she's knitting, which is interesting because she says tour de fleece, spinning, knitting, and chatting. Yes, I'm glad she's still on. I have never been able to catch her.
Okay, I'm not complaining. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh, her sound is a little quiet. So thank you, everybody, for hanging out all this week. And coming back on Tuesday morning, I will see you. I do 11 to 1 on Tuesdays. So let's go read. Whisper Crafts. Hang on here while my brain engages. Here's the raid call. Here's a copy of it for me. And then she's a quiet streamer too. She travels and posts pictures on Discord. If you don't follow her on Discord, she does so much traveling in Europe. She's, I believe, in Germany herself. I'm not real sure. But it's worth it to find her on. She is Tessalina on Discord. And she would be part of mine, or part of the Cybercraft, you know, the Tour de Fleece, if you want to look her up. Okay, everybody, I will see you later. Let me turn that back on, her volume.
Yeah, I'm just going to take a little stretch for you.
And I'm going to hit the raid now.
On
Take care.
camera, not
See you
like
Tuesday.
Taking an actual break.
Oh, she's going on break.